Okay, here we go. Okay, so it's been a while since I've been on here. So I thought this would be a good time to upload a new video. So what have I been doing? Not quite sure how long it's been since I posted something. But anyhow, I've been involved with a new number of different things. One in particular that was pretty big for me, and that's actually why I'm redoing this video, because I want to redo this this little speech that I did. I had an opportunity to do a speech on accountability in California State Capitol, which is was pretty big for me because you know, I don't come from these areas. You know, I never in my mind imagined that I would be in a position that somebody would ask me to come and give a speech about accountability on the steps of the Capitol of California, which is really big for me. So anyways, but when I got out there, and I gotta explain a little bit of it, when I got out there, speaking to people, speaking to crowds, that's what I do, man. I'm really good at that. I don't know why or how that came about. It's just a trade that I developed with. And it was easy for me. But speaking to a camera with no crowd, now that was tough. It took me by surprise, actually. Because normally I can get out there and I can shoot it. The reason why is because when there's a crowd of people, I feed off their energy. And it's easy for me to interact and connect with people. But when you get up to this podium and you're looking at all these cameras, it was pretty intimidating for me. But the thing is that I wanted to read this speech and hit some real hard points on what I believe, because I kind of tanked it, man. So I just wanted to redo it. So that was one thing that I've done since I haven't uploaded no videos. The next thing, I'm not sure if, but with me and a few other ladies, we came up with a nonprofit now. We do community outreach. So we go out to the community and we get people that, all sorts of people. It doesn't have to be just fixed on homeless people. It's veterans, people that are lost, man, people that need some direction. And we go out there. There's a lady, Lori. I work with her, actually. She's my agent. That's what I say. She gets me involved with all this stuff. But she has a lot of connections, man, a lot of connections. So I go out there with her. She has the connection part. I have the connection with the people. She does too, but I have a different way of connecting with people because I've been there. I've been in the streets. I've never been homeless. I've never been on drugs, surprisingly, huh? But I was involved with a lot of heavy stuff on the streets. So I can connect with these people, and some of these people I actually know. Okay, so that's what we did. Point of Contact, CHICO, is the nonprofit that I'm involved with. If you guys want to look that up, anybody sees this that doesn't know about it, look it up, man. And if you guys want to make a donation, there's always links. And I'll put a link to the website in the description below. And hey, man, I do it all for free. Everything that I do is donated, so nothing comes to me. But some of the proceeds that we get in goes to helping individuals. Sometimes people need a room for the night for us to get them into treatment, or a couple nights before treatment can take them. So we put them into hotel rooms. Sometimes they'll need a bus pass to get home. So that's another thing we do. We will send them. We'll send them to home, but we first have to make contact with somebody that will receive them. We don't just get people and say, "Hey, you want to get on a bus," and ship them somewhere. That's not right. That's not what we're a part of. That's not something that we're into. But if we can make contact with somebody on the other side that will receive these individuals, that have services over there that can help them, we're more than happy to get people on the bus pass. So that's a few things that some of this the proceeds go to that people donate to us. It's 100% tax deductible. So if you do donate, you can reach out via email or whatever, Facebook or whatever, and get a tax ID, and we'll send it back to you. That way you can write it off on your taxes. Okay, so here we go. So the reason that I went to Sacramento to do this speech, it's called the ACT bill that you're trying to pass. It's called Accountability, Compassion, and Treatment. Three of the main things that people need on the streets, man. Number one, they need accountability. All of us need to be held accountable for any actions that we do. It doesn't matter what it is, man. If we, you know, from the smallest to the biggest, there's some form of accountability that we all need to be held to. And by having that, that's how our society works, man. That's how it goes in circle, by holding each other accountable. If I'm doing something wrong, I have a friend, he holds me accountable, and shapens me up, man, gets me back on the right path. And so it's accountability, compassion, and treatment. Compassion is another thing, man. We have to be compassionate to these individuals that are out there that are struggling. Let me tell you something, man. Not everybody wakes up in life and goes, you know what? I want to be a dope fiend today. Not at all. Sometimes something leads them to that. Abuse is a big one, man. We get out there and we see a lot of people that have been abused in life. And I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to stand before you and say that I'm going to enable them and give them an excuse. But no, it's some form of an excuse. But that doesn't mean that they can't get better. So compassion, that's a big one. So accountability, compassion, and treatment. We all need treatment. When I first came home from the penitentiary, I seeked a counselor because I was crazy, man. You're confined to a world of violence, and then they let you out. And then it's like, hey, I got all this freedom, and I'm not used to people bumping into me in the stores. In the penitentiary, it's a little bit different, man. You don't bump into somebody without saying, excuse me, man. That could be a threat. So I got out, man, and I needed some counseling, and I might still need counseling. So accountability, compassion, and treatment. Okay, after you get compassion, we find compassion with these people. Then we get them into treatment, man. And it's not always, like I said during my speech, and I'll link the speech to this too. Prison isn't for everybody, man. Just because you're out down and out and you're a dope fiend or you're addicted to some sort of a substance, that doesn't mean you have to go to prison. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying prison even works. It worked for me because I wanted to change. I found God, man, or God found me. I opened my heart to him, but I wanted that change. So prison worked for me, man. A lot of times I see people using it as a revolving door, in and out, and it's a cycle. But how do we break that cycle, man? The way we break it, man, is get people treatment, and it's not prison, it's not always prison, man, but treatment does help. You got the 12-step program. Every individual is an individual's one. We got to treat them as individuals and figure out what's best for them. And that's the only way we're going to make things better. So here we go, man. Accountability. I was held accountable in 2007, man. I was convicted for a shooting. Somebody got shot, and I was living a life of straight destruction, man. I was a nuisance to the society I belong to now. But back then I didn't realize it, man, because I belonged to a society that was in an underworld, and we had our own society, we had our own rules and bylaws and things that we had to pertain, that we had to respect and follow, but it wasn't the rules of society. So when I got busted, matter of fact, when I got arrested 2 days later after an individual was shot. And I went to my first hearing. I remember I went to court, went to my first hearing. I was already in jail. They sent me up there, and the charges was attempted murder. Okay. And I was looking at 42 years to life, and I'm going, 42 years to life for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody just got shot, and I'm looking at 42 years to life for this. This is insane. This is a part of our society. This is what we do. No, it wasn't, man. That was a part of a society that was a world of destruction. Okay. But the thing is when people get consumed in their little life, they don't realize the rest of the world is still moving, man. And they don't realize how destructive they are to citizens, man, to normal class citizens, to people that work every day, that work hard, pay taxes, and they pay into society to get to feel safe, and we don't realize that we're destroying these people outside of us, And just so I say, not that it's an excuse, but the individual that I shot wasn't just a victim. He wasn't just some citizen walking through and I just popped him. He was a part of the lifestyle that I lived. But anyhow, so accountability, man. So I got snatched up, and I'm looking at 42 years to life, and I had a few dollars saved, and I got an attorney, and I got railroaded there as well. But long story short, I got 9 years with half. So I went to prison, and during my time of incarceration, man, I looked around and I said to myself, these people, I'm not the same as these people. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying that I'm better, but at the time I realized that I was losing. I was a loser. I was incarcerated. I'm in prison, man. And these people were glorifying this, and it's like, this isn't nothing to glorify. I'm not seeing any glorification coming from this, man. So I decided to make a change, okay? And I decided to leave the lifestyle that I was living, gang banging and all that. I decided to leave, man, but if I wasn't held accountable, but if I wasn't taken out of my environment and sat down forcefully so I can reflect on what I'm doing and the direction I'm going, I would either be doing life for the unspeakable, or I would be dead. Okay? And that's what we need to do sometimes is take a step back and reflect on the direction we're going. Because sometimes, like I said, we get so consumed in what we're doing, we think it's acceptable. And some of us don't know any better. I didn't know any better. I thought this is just the way it was. You get deeper and deeper as you go. Every day you get a little bit deeper. And then till you look back and then you go, holy shit, how did I get so deep? It's the same thing with the drug addict, man. He takes one hit. The next day is 2 hits. The next day is 3. The next thing, they're prostituting, they're stealing, robbing from their family, victimizing the people that love them. For those that have them, not all of us have people that love us. Thankfully, I got people that love me, but not everybody does, man. Not everybody does. So accountability, it's a big one, if it's handled right, if we don't take advantage of the word accountability and holding people accountable. Not everyone deserves to go to prison, man. And prison itself needs to be reformed. It needs to be fixed, and that's a whole nother story, and I can go a long ways with that. But accountability and compassion. So compassion is this, man. I met a lot of people on the streets with a lot of different stories, man. And some of these stories that you hear, it's like, I would be in your shoes too, man, if that happened to me. I'm gonna tell you one story in particular. I met this guy. He walked around with a bag of sticks. Okay, I'm not gonna say his name or anything like that, but I met this individual and I talked to him, and he was kind-hearted. Like, you can feel in his heart that he was kind, but he wasn't all there, and he was smoking crack, and he was out there, man. So I started digging a little further, because now that I'm involved with this nonprofit, we have a few connections, and we share information amongst each other just to familiarize ourselves with the individuals that are out there on the streets. So we got some feedback from the individual, and I got enough that I could open the door to get more information from him. Well, this individual, man, he was from back east, okay? And at some point in time in this guy's life, he had some children, and one of his child that he was watching, that he was supervising, got out in the street, man, and got ran over by a car, okay, and killed. And that alone, I would have fell off the deep end, because I have kids, I have children, and I love them dearly. So that was one. And within a year, a second child of his died of, I think it was of SIDS, okay, sudden infant death syndrome or something. I'm sorry, I don't know the abbreviation, but I don't know what the abbreviation stands for, but SIDS, something to do with that though. So number 2 child died, okay, and when that happened, his wife, she wasn't able to hold it together. So she took off. She ran away, and she came out here to California. She came to San Francisco, And shortly after that, he took off as well, looking for his wife. Okay, and somewhere along the way, he got on drugs, man. And he looked and he searched and he searched and he searched for his wife, man. And ultimately he couldn't find her. So that's when I find him. And I start digging a little further. And I make contact with his family, man. And come to find out, man, he's never going to find his wife because his wife is dead. And he came to San Francisco looking for his wife 9 years ago. Okay? And never found her. And somehow ended up where we're at today. And during that time, she came to California. She didn't go to San Francisco. She went to Los Angeles. And she ended up going to Los Angeles, getting on drugs. She got busted, went to the pen, got out of prison. She went back east to home. She was there a couple months, took off from there, came back out here, and within a month of being back in California, she overdosed and died. So this man is still out here today, looking for his wife, okay? And she's gone, okay? He's looking for someone that's not there anymore. And it's sad, man. And it's like, so he lost his kid, his first son, his second child, and then he lost his wife. But he doesn't know about his wife yet. And then I make contact with his family. I get them hooked up. I'm talking to the family on the side, and come to find out he lost his father as well. He doesn't know about that neither. I decided, I'm not going to say nothing. Let's try to get him help, and then get him in the path of the right way, and then hook him up with a counselor, and then all that other stuff will come out, But the moral to this story is compassion, man. You don't know why these people are who they are today. Not every dope fiend is just you're a dope fiend and get out of here. Some of them really do have an excuse, and I never really believed in making an excuse for this, but it's like, where would you be if you experienced that? So some people we need to have compassion with, man. Some, they just need a swift kick in their rear end and get your ass together, man, But some people we need to, we really need to be compassionate to what their circumstances are. So that's compassion, okay? Accountability, compassion, and then treatment. So another individual had a similar situation that I don't know him directly. I just, because I've been involved with this for some time, I've been meeting a lot of people. Another individual, he lost a child himself, and he went out on the deep end. He was out there again, justifiable, man. You lose a child, it's gonna put you out. That's gonna put you over, especially if you're a good parent. I love my kids with all of my heart. It's all I have. I have family, but you know what I'm saying. That belongs to me. That comes from me. That's what I mean. So this individual is the same thing. He lost his child, went out on the deep end, got out there, got way out there. And before that, he was a good parent, good father, had a job, a house, a home, all these things. This all happened, man. He went out there, but now he's good. He went into treatment. Some friends of his grabbed him up, got a hold of him, counseled him through this treatment, got him into treatment, and now he's went to treatment, went to rehab, went to the 12 steps, and he's sober, living on his own again, has a house. He still has 2 kids, but he's reintegrating himself into the world, into this lifestyle. So treatment works, man. So that's what we need, man. So the ACT bill that they're trying to pass right now, accountability, compassion, and treatment, that's what it's all about, man. And the other thing that I wanted to say that was extremely important to me is we have to stop allowing our political views to fog our judgment when it comes to loving our brothers and sisters, man. We have to, man. We can't hate each other. Look, I was in a gang for over 20 years, man, and I hated my rivals. I didn't even give them a chance a day to tell me who they were or interact with them. When I seen them, it was on and cracking. Let's make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I never gave them a chance. I'm reformed now. I stepped away from that, man. I'm done with that. And now I see people that were my rivals, my enemies, and I come to find out, man, I got a lot more in common with these people than I thought. And now I can communicate with them and say hello, hey, man, how you doing? And it's all respectful and it's all good. It's the same thing with politics, man. We hate our enemies before we even know them. Okay, so let's stop this shit, man. Let's stop it and make something happen. Because if we look around California right now, it's in turmoil. Because why? Not because these people that are destroying our streets. It's because the ones upstairs that are making these bills and passing these laws, they can't work together. We got to come together. Stop allowing for a second. Stop allowing our political views to fog our judgment when it comes to loving our brothers and sisters. No matter if they're Republican or Democrat or whatever, they're on the streets, man, and they belong to us. We gotta love them, and we gotta make it right. If we can get them back into society, then we can fight about this stuff in the end, and it's all good. But right now, let's come together and make it happen. Let's clean these streets up, man. Let's work together, put our minds together, and come together and have the ACT bill passed, man. Okay? Let's make it happen, dude. So that's my speech, okay? And that's what I wanted to give to these reporters, but believe me, it was too hard, and this is long past 3 minutes, I'm sure. But anyhow, that's what I wanted to say, man, and I didn't have the opportunity because I got scared, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was rough, but here I am today. I'm gonna upload this. I'm gonna throw it back out there on the internet, in the internet world. I'll send it to a couple people that I know, and I just want to say that's what I wanted to say. Okay, so with that being said, man, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Today is Friday. Don't eat meat. I'm Catholic, you know. God bless, man, and let's work together, man. Let's work together. Stop hating your brother before you even know who he is. You know what I mean? Take a second before you misjudge him and figure out who you're dealing with, man. I'm a conservative, but that doesn't mean that we can't come together and get along for the betterness of somebody that's hurting. Okay? Thank you very much, and have a wonderful weekend.